everybody.
Hi, Charlie.
There's someone.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Charlie.
It's the pasta.
Awesome. I'm putting you on the sleep. Well, thank you all for coming tonight for the kickoff. We're going to try and stay on time and get you all out of here about 8 o'clock. So we will do our best. But as we start, you're actually going to first hear from our scout executive who has sold popcorn, loves popcorn, and is super excited to be here. So, Chuck, you want to come on up?
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Chuck Bradsfield. I'm the Scout Executive of the Greater Colorado Council. I'm also a scout parent, just for my credentials. I have 3 kids in scouting, or had. One's 22. She just graduated college and got married. She's going on with life, but she was a venturer, very active in NYLT, if you're familiar with that program, and camp staff. I have 2 sons, 16 and 18. I've been PAC committee chair for 4 years, Club master for 4.5 years, and now that I'm completely in a troop, I've been the troop fundraising chair for 2 years. So I'm retiring. Anyway, I just want to thank you for what you're about to do. Who has been a popcorn chair before? Okay, it's just mostly people who've been doing this. Who's brand new? Who are the newbies? All right, easy. Honestly, selling popcorn is like a lifestyle. Print money. All you have to do is many times is stand out in front of the store or walk around your neighborhood with popcorn and people throw money at you. Isn't that right? All the old salty dogs. It really actually is. So I'm going to tell you about the last successful sale I ran. I came in 2020, and in 2020, my group had sold $3,500 in popcorn. Now, it was mostly online because of this pandemic, right? So I have no idea what they sold in 2019. Hopefully, it was not more than what I'm about to announce, because that would be embarrassing. You know what we did?
I don't know what we did.
Okay, but it was less than 10 grand, right? We're going to say it was less than 10.
I don't know.
It was less than 30.
It was less than 30.
It was. We went from $3,500 to $19,800, and it was pretty simple. I'm gonna read you the basics. All right, and this is not part of the master training. I just want you to share from one popcorn chair to another and what we did to sell about $20,000 in popcorn. First, we had a plan. I made a plan based on what the committee chair said. Oh, we want to have about this much money when it's all said and done. I would say it's $6,000 to $8,000, somewhere in there. And I said, okay. So I took that, multiplied it by or divided by our commission, and figured out we needed to sell something like $16,000 or $17,000, and we needed to have donations to get to the rest. And so we started off with a plan. That is, what's the budget plan? And then we had a sales plan. Sales plan was pretty simple, but it had to have the commitment of troop leaders. The committee chair, the scoutmaster, just as invested as I was going to be, they had to be invested also. So everybody is committed. Many plans will work. The best plan is the plan everybody's committed to. So what I sold my troop committee chair, and he's in the back of the room, what I sold was I want everybody to participate in some way in popcorn. And I'm going to give them 4 things to do. And they can pick 2 of the 4. We want everybody to do that. We had roughly 50 kids in the troop, maybe 35, 40 active kids. At any particular meeting, they usually 5 kids. And ultimately, we had 28 kids registered for the sale. 14 really knocked it out of the park, and 14 kind of dabbled in it. But our 4 things, number 1, 2 90-minute sessions, storefront sessions. They had to pick 2. So that was it. Now, ultimately, the successful kids, the most successful, did 3, 4, and 5. My kids, whenever there wasn't somebody booked, I had them fill in. So my kids were always in the top 3 or 4 popcorn sellers. So, number 1, 2 shifts, two shifts. Number 2, take a case to work program. We had a bag of 5 products, not 1 case of everything, mixed it up, 5 pieces of popcorn. You know, if you sold the popcorn, you can sell about $150. But 5 products, with a price sheet, because if you don't give a price sheet, they'll sell it for less. They'll forget what you told them. And we had people check that out and take it to work. So that's 2. 3, check out popcorn. You get your $120 bag because not everybody can sell at work. It's not very successful for me here. But you can take that same bag, put it in a wagon, and do show and deliver. That's 3. Number 4, online sale. And so all we asked was do 2 of the 4 things. Of the 14 that were really successful, most of them did 3. Some of them did all 4 things. Online, multiple shifts, show and deliver. We also had a supplement. So if you couldn't bake or wouldn't stand out in front of the storefront, because some won't, we had a show and deliver day or a neighborhood blitz at my house. We had 9, 10, depending on the day. We had 2 days, 2 hours, literally walked around the neighborhood. And in those 2 days, we sold $2,500. So, and that is a direct sale. You sell it to them and give it to them right then. We didn't take orders. We just sold what we had. And it was that simple. Just a parent with each group. When they needed more product, they could text me and I drive out and get more product. But that was the sales plan. So have a plan, have a budget plan, figure out what you need to sell, have a sales plan, and get your troop leadership committed. And then when you're ready to pitch it to all the parents and the scouts at the same time. Explain why. Explain what they are going to get out of it. That is, explain what the troop's going to get out of it and what they might get personally. Our troop, we have some funky fundraising rules. I think half the commission goes to the scout account, half the commission is used by the troop, and all the donations are used by the troop. And it worked out pretty well for us. But I think was a Cub Scout leader. We sold popcorn and gift cards. And as a Cub Scout leader, all the money went to the pack because the pack spent a lot of money. So we have a $6,000 or $8,000 budget, maybe a $10,000 budget, and you know, we just told the parents, hey, you sell $300, no more dues. And that's kind of how we pitched it, and we were always successful with that. We also let people buy out. Not a big fan of that. I like people to earn their own. So I'm getting the eye from Charlie. I really just wanted to say, guys, it's really not that hard. We've got lots of tools to help you. It starts with a plan, and it's simple to do. Know that our team here, Charlie, our Popcorn staff advisor, if you hadn't known, he's one that sends you all the emails probably. Charlie's here to help you. You have district executives. We are here to help you. Whenever you have a problem, all you got to do is reach out. We'll talk you through it. We'll walk you through it. We'll help you. So don't stress about it. Just know you got people here to help. And with that, the hardest working man in fundraising in the Greater Colorado Council today, anyway. David Checo. There you go.
Thank you, Jack. Now that he's delivered the entire presentation, we'll go up questions. And check that out. David Checo, Director of Development, our own fundraising that happens here at the council. So our investment character, our family campaign that you see in the presentation. So important to keep buildings like this operational, keep camp operational. Definitely thank you. You've done the scouting. Thank you. And being a popcorn kernel, that's the other way we council operation as well as unit operations. So to give you a preview of what we're going to talk about tonight, before we open it up to see what you get out of it. You know, there's a few people in the room that are going to speak. That's not me. Everyone knows Charlie. He's the man of the hour. Hi. best popcorn project in the country.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. We're gonna hear from our council colonel, Donna. There. Exciting. She's been a colonel for a long time. She has a lot of underground knowledge. We're gonna hear from Warren, one of our scouts that sold over $6,500.
Yeah.
It was only to earn and flip a switch. Does that sound right? Yeah. And you won one? You played on it? Yeah, you earned it. And then, of course, Jared Shepherd is our Trails End representative. He's in the back. He flew in today too. Before we get started with our presentation, really just saying the same thing Chuck said. I want to open it up. We have about half and half, new colonels to existing colonels. When you signed up for this training, outside of the free food that Charlie had, what were you hoping to get out of it? What are the things that we want to make sure that we have presentations scheduled, we have topics that we're going to talk about. But what can we do to make sure you walk out of this feeling confident, comfortable with the set? What are the things that you were hoping to get out of it? Shout them out.
Some ideas on other opportunities to sell in very small groups.
So,
Just how to do this.
Yeah. General operating information. Mission structures, that's what we type stuff. Sure. We'll go to that. Anything else that we were hoping? Obviously, product lineups will come first. There's been some changes in the product. I'm sure if you looked through your package, you've already noticed some of the changes. To cover that. Distribution. Dates. Anything else? I think everything we talk about is in that presentation. We'll have to quickly edit any slides. Why sell popcorn? Why do we sell popcorn?
I like meat.
Earning money. Builds our belly. We have more popping corners than I know to do it. I actually know what to do. So watching the kids grow. We sell popcorn for money. Chuck mentioned briefly the buyout, that a lot of package crews offer a buyout. I think you really take a lot away from the youth by doing that. Launching a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 17-year-old, talk to an adult, get a yes or a no, convince them why they should buy a $20 bag of popcorn. It's not because of the popcorn they have. You know, you talk about public speaking, scout learn, earn their own way, fund adventure. I will never sell popcorn. Sell adventure. I have a 6-year-old Lion Scout last year, sold $1,000. All online. I didn't have not selling at storefront yet. We posted one Facebook video, so $1,000. We have a lot of families in the United States. But it's still really fun. All right. Sell introduction, ways to sell. How do you sell popcorn? Little ways. Check it out. Storefronts. Storefronts. Wagons.
We do a car show where with the VFW, and so we do a car show, and we kind of started that 2 years ago when my husband's shop turned 100 years old. So we just do a car show, and we're there to help support the VFW, but also we sell our popcorn.
And community events are you get access to the event. It's basically a storefront that is not a storefront. You're bringing 500 people together for an area.
Family barbecues,
Family barbecues,
dog shows.
dog shows.
That our parents made a Taekwondo that there was that said, hey, set up a card table, you know, you come for expo or whatever.
You mentioned online a few times, that a low risk, zero risk here. To sell popcorn, right? I say popcorn, almost no risk. General risk policy we have. If you're nervous about it, online is good. Go and online direct, we talked about. Storefront sales, we talked about. Wagon sales, we talked about. Any questions on what these are? Half the room are new kernels. Don't be shy. If you don't understand these, we're gonna use a lot of acronyms, kind of about acronyms. So if you don't, if we say some words that show myself, who knows what show and tell is? Does anyone know, does not know what show and tell? Storefront, pretty easy. The storefront show and sell, this kind of thing, goes hand in hand. I can sell through dragon away. A wagon. They're fun to do, you can give the popcorn right away. You don't have to take order, what's something that we used to call it, I think. You actually took an order and then delivered that product there. That's not on here, but some units still do that. They only do take order. They order in their last order, so it's in the bags. That is a way. Handling the order twice. Okay.
And then Trails, and it has these three different ways of doing it, and then the wagon sells online. You can mark delivered or not delivered. It defaults to delivered unless they changed it this year. And you have to physically uncheck delivered. They're not given. So then you have a list at the kernel knowing what you have undelivered to your scout, so that you have a list, and it actually comes immediately to you.
If you're doing a take order, we don't have to fight. Make sure you mark it and deliver, chop out that list.
But if they use paper, then they'll have to send the paper. And then makes it easy for ordering that last one.
Way to sell. All right, make our sell easy. Trail Band a few years ago developed, what I would say, an incredible app. It has added something down, but it has made our life, from a council perspective, and now I'm actually a kernel this year as well for my pack. So I get to really figure I signed up for my first. It's really exciting. But that app and that leader portal are game changers for us as fundraisers and us as volunteers. So, who knows the difference between the app and the leader portal? Not our Can you tell us about what the app is? Absolutely right. So the app is for scouts and parents. The parents' phone, they have their own logins. It's a point of sale system, essentially. You put your inventory. Unit Leader is a web page where you go in and that's where you do your order, your storefront management. You can track inventory and assign inventory to scouts. You can actually see what's out there as unsold. Who's not maybe selling it, shouldn't sell. And you bring it back and push it to somebody that is selling. You don't wait. Proactively. We do the same thing on the council level. If we see a unit that's got $40,000 and they're $5,000 in sales a month in, I will call them. Charlie will call them and ask them what's going on. Are they really selling $35,000 in cash? They just haven't entered anything, or are they struggling? And so there was a couple of units last year. The unit last year we pulled back $50,000 worth of popcorn. They had over ordered, all their parents bailed on them, and they were in trouble. And so we called them and said, let us help. did a trip to Western Plus, but it's never easy. And so I actually filled my truck up, they had brought a trailer over to us, and we took it all back, to the unit that are selling here. And so if I can get popcorn back to people that aren't selling it, we're going to. I recommend you send it to Scott. $300. Hold it back and get it to this sell, right? You're gonna sell an extra $300 probably. Right. Any questions on the app versus meter port? Right. Credit cards. Who carries cash on them still? Percentage of the people buying popcorn carry cash on them. I feel like it's less and less every year. Trails in, part of their app, that's built in the credit card process. So there is no fee to the unit for using that system. I think this also is another game changer that's relevant. Several ways you can use it. If you have a Square reader, folks right up to the app, it runs through there. If you don't happen to have a Square reader that day, you can manually put it in. I recommend spending $10 and buying extra Square readers. You hand up parents as they go, make it easy for them. They get out of the popcorn profit in the unit.
So you can get one for them. So they're, you register, so that's good. Also, you can purchase them where the nice thing like new little thing. So the old school ones have the adapter that has a little Connie, and then you can buy the adapters for your iPhones that go with them, or you can get an iPhone one right away. The ones that are dual purposes, for me, I just load that in my box, and that stays with the box. So that way you're not handing this out to everybody.
Not necessarily. That's my portion of the show. Okay. We're gonna give away some door prizes. I think most people got a raffle ticket.
Well, they haven't got a raffle ticket. If you didn't right now, let me know.
What are our door prizes?
We got a Scouts bundle, a $25 Scout Shop gift certificate, and then an Amazon gift certificate and a Target gift certificate. So, good stuff.
You want for the right price, I think we can sell it. It's got here.
Dave, did you cover that trails in for this district handles the charge for the Square usage? So
Yeah, the unit doesn't pay any fee, so if you're using your own Square account, you're paying 3.5%, give or take. Don't do that.
because that's some of the no's our scouts get is, well, I don't have any cash. Well, we take credit as well. I don't want you to have to pay extra for the fees. Well, we don't have to pay the fees. So no Venmo.
No Venmo.
Not through the app.
Not through the app.
Yeah.
They're trying.
And then also a lot of people don't like to use Venmo or Zelle because it gives them direct access to their bank. One of those things that once it's submitted, it's on. So it's nice to have the credit card capability. It's not handling people's information. So you'll get a lot of resistance with people with.
I think
phone
share this
numbers.
later too. If you don't have a Square reader with you, you can share that card. Over, so if someone's standing there,
You can share it directly.
you
to
share it right to their cell phone and their credit card.
That's how,
Really easy.
that's how I got around.
You can share a
You can
card.
share.
Have to check out.
So
Oh, they said it, their card, either scan or whatever, right? You can share, basically like,
Share the
after
card.
like, sharing an iPhone.
So
Actually share it
it's not
to their
their
phone
phone.
and then their.
It's really
For that order.
explained really well. So there's a tiny carrot. Go to checkout. It looks like this side thing. When on there, there's some training things that aren't really super explained. But if you push that button there, then they can either scan the QR code or they can manually get it texted to them. A lot of times people don't want to give you their phone. So if they just scan that directly to the phone, they click on it, but then they're manually. This is how we got around this director down. They use this carrot to directly have them pay. It does take a lot of time. And then you've got like the little. Yeah. Kiddos.
All right, scout bundle first. 699. 21. 19.
Oh.
Gonna make, scouting wallet, flashlight, and a Yeti light.
Have you broken scout? All right, give away one more, and I'll turn it over to our active youth that we've worked with our council scout. Let's do. David Scouting Team, $29 gift card in the scout shop here. Use the best patches in the world.
So
Or Cool Scouting Colorado t-shirt. $699. 2, 1. 1, 5.
Oh, there you go.
Signed by Charlie Cox, the legend.
That's official.
Back on the square, you go, it's ready, credit card. I'm allowed to bank. Credit cards, swipe. If you have an Apple iPhone, I recommend getting a dongle attachment. So, I'd like to buy 3 of them, like disabled, because the parents of Apple's have a special attachment that the square does not. It's not the same, so get however many tables, get at least a couple. Dongle.
yeah, and then I just, my new friend Mandy here, she told me that the, Androids don't necessarily have these prong ones. So that's also something to consider when you're educating your parents to bring an adaptive device that goes with like.
You have it.
Yeah.
It still has the headphone jack.
There you go.
Jack, yeah, but a lot of.
So next, I'm very honored to introduce Donna. She's been chiming in, she's lots to say.
Me
And
too.
so, this guy, she runs successful sales. She's been on the ground as a colonel. Are you a colonel still with your unit right now?
I'm still on, I did register.
Great, you're gonna do that, so she's still selling. She's gonna give a little bit of advice on the colonel side of the sell. Then I'm really excited to hear Lauren. So Lauren, we'll rock it over about a 2-week period. $3,500 in 2 weeks to get that Nintendo Switch. She was motivated. $2,300 in a weekend. That's incredible. I'm excited to hear her. When I take her message back to your scout, show her. So it's your first year selling, so much. First year selling.
In all your years.
I got that.
4 years, right?
I gotta tell my kids. So I'll turn it over to Donna. Thank you. I'm gonna go eat.
So if you guys are ready. There's a training. Like the, our friend Jeff, one of her live starts for doing the sale already. Then feel free to time questions. And then even experience that. That's the sale. Because that's really what we need to do as a popcorn leader is work with for your going to be. So for our troop, we don't typically get popcorn for the office register. And then I don't for them, I just was that, big up there. All of our outings, all of our camps, we're gonna go camping this weekend. And so all of the food is paid for, all the activities, fishing, everything that is coming. Because skiing, winter time. So all of that is paid for. I have to look at that area. The other thing is this trail then has some, career scouts. Because you have to keep these scouts excited. Also, so a lot of parents will just want to write a check, right? And what does that mean for Scout America? Popcorn organization, 30% comes back to, but the rest of that is going to support. So remember, it's also a team thing. I'm not competing with you for sales. I'm selling with you. So, for sites like, Trailden, it's great that they've taken this on. It's good as they years ago. Really, built that up with programs for sites. But also, setting up your own personal partnership, great idea. Support too, so you're building. Determine that budget, so we set our goal this year. In sales as well. We used to do a $45,000 pack. And we did probably about the same as it's true. We're very also very with their child. Because we didn't. So there's a lot of incentives that they've built in, sometimes for online sales to get people using it. Now they're about the same. Also, be careful online, there's different prices. The storefront sales are set by district for our popcorn, but the online one is set by county. So there might be a little bit. You're going to secure your storefront, so if you haven't done it already, still have time. Right? Your first quarter comes in
25th, August, yeah,
popcorn.
26th or 25th, yeah, that Friday.
So you still have time to do that. We try to put all of our storefront sales in during the past. We run into cold. Some storefronts will come in and some won't. We used to set up in the open area, and they would put our scouts. We got little babies that it's just not worth it to be. The other thing is we our scouts do max 2 hours, 90 minutes actually. And also you'll be setting up as a leader if you want to do individual rewards or group. So when you have a storefront, that's how you decide. But once you decide, that's how all. So usually we do one scout. We do have some scouts team up and trade off sales. But that gets complicated with them. Because on the trails inside, they I also put a box together for my leaders, but I can't be at home all the time. So I will put an inventory in the leader side. There's a super easy way to check in and out. You just basically send that popcorn there. And then I have a box that has a cash box. I have a clipboard for the scouts. I also have paper in there because we collect those as a way to incentivize a scout for a positive turn on the nose. If they say no, you still need to say thank you, but they keep tallies. And we have a treasure box that we put a drawing in before the popcorn season where we pull like drawings like we do now. And then I'm in the background basically making sure every scout is sold we also don't let them spend time. They, just to try to keep them, that they can get people for. It's not like the sticker, but everybody try to move hard, and that's what we do. So we have a goal. And then the other thing is we do incentives for the parents as well, which would be, if you sell a certain amount of popcorn, we determine $300 we determine we spend $300 per scout. And that's our years past. We've got over now, but and that gives them an incentive for the parents. Scout is selling Boy Scouts. They're not selling. They're selling. And that's really what it is. You'll get a lot of it's so expensive. It's so expensive. Like, this percentage of the sale. And Scout. So those are some things to think about when you're educating parents. There are, we have a kickoff. So this year we were talking about the movie night. But now we've decided we're just going to sitters and we're going to have a night and basically go over how to do things, get the kids excited for the different rewards, tell them how to sell, we'll probably have a step before and come up and say this is the right way of doing it. And this is not so because you'll have booths where you're following something else and they'll be like, hey, I already bought popcorn. So how do you teach your scout to say, well, thank you, or thank you for scout? If they don't buy from your scout, they bought from your scout. That's good. And then being motivated. Girls in have a great job with their motivation to do his goal last year was TV in his room. So he didn't do quite as many as you did, but he's also Popcorn Colonel's, son, and so many times he got fun. And by the end, he had like 17 popcorn. But he's sold up $1,000 than that. So and also remember to tell the parents do reward if they get those rewards through Draw-In or set it up through rewards. Do keep them, because my husband's like, well, he doesn't get the reward. And then communicating key dates. So we have a kickoff on the 27th of August and we'll be doing that. Towards our meeting. We really try to encourage everybody to so are pretty routine. And in the end, we save our wagon sales very, very and that's to get rid of. So Carly will go over the incentives for the tree per pack for different levels of return to your pack for your percentage of sales. And so our goal is always because if you can't return it, then you're not returning. So goals and to be honest with you, if you don't have inventory and you're showing sales, people want to see. And people tell you these stories. Still awesome. But it's about that journey. Eagle Scouts, that achieving things very, very end, but it's that pathway of getting popcorn sales or selling. And then, key things is you really need to join. If you're not on Facebook, just join it for a short period of time. The DAC popcorn cycle on Facebook. That gives you the ability to know if there's people that need popcorn or if you want to get rid of popcorn. ordered on the small bags of caramel corn and it just wasn't. And so I got on there and someone found a sweet spot that loved this little $15 bag and they were just dumping it at Walgreens and I was like, well, I can't get rid of it. And I fixed this product and we'll trade it up. You can do your trades on there and then all of the inventory trades to go through the portal. But that's how we communicate. There's also a Trails Den on Facebook, which is that's the way I found when the square was down nationwide and what they did to solve that problem. Because a lot of people don't carry cash. So if they have a credit card, how do you make a successful sale for Scout if someone really wants to support it? And then they do have a guide for planning. There's some great resources on Tripman as Charlie sends out. In this little thing that he just got, I put one of these in each one of my sales. We also take the trails in. When they go to the dollar store and get a diamond racket, tape it to it. So then they can stand with it. You want your Scout to be in front of the show and sale, not finding that you're any drinking, whatever. If they're in front, you know, they get this. And so have a training session for how to do that too. We'll be able to show you which. So here you go. Questions?
Cool. Thank you, Donna. And I already did. First, she kind of sees more of the girl side than I do. But she is her first year, and I'm so happy that she took on the role and joined the team. So thank you, Donna. Now we'll have Lauren come on up and talk a little bit about what you need to do, some etiquette for storefronts. Lauren was number 6 in her first year at the council, but like Dave said, 6,500 in sales. She and her unit really took on a goal last year, and they had a very good recruiting season as well. So that was also awesome. So we're expecting a lot of big things at PAC 414. Lauren, if you want to come on up and kind of talk to the crowd. Lots welcome to, don't worry.
Maybe I'll shine now.
Just pretend you're selling a popcorn.
So I guess we kind of went over this, but Lauren wanted to show you the best way to do it is to show you firsthand. So I'm we're gonna do a little skit, scouts and little skits. So here you are. Okay. Ready? Oh, everybody. We kind of went over that a little bit. She usually backs her eyes and uses her dimples, yes. Another scenario that we've done is my neighbor. That's another one, you know, you just always say thank you, don't smile. She does tend to get discouraged sometimes when she gets a lot of no's. So that can be kind of hard. She has a brother that like I will say one of her that weekend that she was like 2,300, her brother was playing baseball. She did a wagon sale at the baseball tournament. So we knew that our area was doing big tournament. There was 4 fields that were. And so instead of watching her go
Other play baseball, we watched a little bit, I took her around that one, and then we went to the next field, we drove like to the next field, over there. We found out there was an adult tournament after ours, we stayed later, we still be about the whole tournament. She had a goal, beginning of the season of Popcorn Kickoff, we said, what's your goal? She goes, I wanna get the Oculus. You guys all have the sheet where it says like Amazon, what the prize was, she wanted an Oculus. And so that's what she put out, so that's a lot of and she goes, yep. I said, okay, she's like, will you help me? Sure. I worked in the credit union world for a long time, doing loans. So a lot of people don't know this, but we actually do sales. So I was able to get a lot of tips. So we actually have ours is a wagon sale that we do. But we partnered up with business and they allowed us to sell a second. We also would go door to door toward the end, like they were saying, do the wagon sale toward the end. That's what else that you said people to get under buy. What's your favorite popcorn? We'll ask her all the time, what's your favorite popcorn? So she would always, she would come up with whatever her favorite was at the time. I don't like popcorn. Yep, so she always had like, the back of her mind, as long as you plan what you're going to say, she didn't take no for an answer. And usually, if it was like, oh, I bought from a friend or anything like that, fine. Her other thing that she would tend to do is we would have a donation box out front. And so if people are like, oh, it's too expensive or whatever, so you can always make a donation for a pack. And a lot of times, we'll throw $2 in there, throw $5 in there, we have $20 in there. So that was also helping her achieve her goal. Their baby was going to camp. Like they said, we would get Eagle Scouts, we would get people that, I was a parent of a scout, I had to buy popcorn. So that was always their stories. And you can't be nervous either. Like she's nervous right now, but when she's out there selling, like I saving on the table, I don't care. Like when her and her brother are I can still be called. I think they go out and talk. I've had people tell me because I didn't ask, they bought. Had I asked, they wouldn't have bought. So if your kids aren't willing to go up and ask, but and you don't force them on. If your kids aren't willing to go up and ask somebody to buy popcorn, you might get people that are like, I'm not buying popcorn from an adult. Like, so being open, and it does teach leadership. All those skills. She really grew last year. I guess watched her do that because I would say she spent a lot of time like getting down on the nose that she got, but then she'd get a yes for the $40 box. And she's like, yes. That app is amazing. We tracked a lot of her stuff on our app. And she was able to look after every sale, even during she was able to look and see where she was. She only sold 3%, $195. 88%, 5,600. Right. She did work on this. And she could get with those two. I would think most majority of it was on. You can find a baseball tournament. But you can. I'm seriously.
Run that into the issue.
Had no issues. I literally packed everything again. So we packed everything in the back of that, took it to the baseball field, brought the wagon with, and she went. And they don't have concessions. So people were buying popcorn and there was other people that were selling, ice cream or like just different things. But she actually went to be able to went to the parents of watching me. Marshall, like they said, Marshall, that would be he has an issue with it. Yeah, that was another one too. So I would allow, it's just my thing that are out there, I would allow them, hey, I'm like, okay, we'll be here from like 9 to 10, or 9 to noon or whatever. You guys want to cut it short, we can, whatever you want to do. And a lot of times it could go from 9 to noon. And so they really enjoy doing that. If they got started to get tired, I'm like, okay guys, maybe some stuff. But yeah, if you don't ask, you have to. Again, kids are really shy, that's fine, but don't ask.
Just a good suggestion for shy kids. Aunts, uncles, grandpa. They gotta sell it. My nieces and nephews, anytime they want to sell anything, they have to call and they have to. And that might help them.
And we're a military family, and I know people might be like, oh, well, it's really hard, we don't know a lot of people. We're a military family. We got here at the beginning of COVID, so we knew nobody. And so I would say don't let that be a roadblock for you, because you literally knew nobody. All our family is in the Midwest, and they didn't even buy. I mean, they bought online. They bought $155. The majority of their stuff.
What I did with any, kind of like that sales pitch, it was on my clipboard. So young, shy, when young kid or older. Hi, my name is, I'm asking for your support in scouts. We're just kind of leading off. And even if they're leading off, buyer, I'll be a little bit more understanding. And after 10 or so, doing the same thing, they don't even need it. So let's have a quick board of the sales pitch.
That's a good point. Like, after a while, they just kind of get used to it, and they start getting their limit. They're not shy or anything. Good shy then.
You just see her at a scorecard, I swear, it's a whole different. Yeah.
There's an actual thing about our package stuff. We have family out that are in sales thing. So we normally, when we do through sales, we go past scouts at the time. And we very intentionally pair up like a young scout with a board scout, so that there's more of that kind of mentoring. Or just even a new family with more experienced one. So that helps a lot. I found some new scouts to get yes a lot more than the older ones, because people have a harder time saying no to the little tiger cubs and lions, or they just so cute, asking. So that was a success, whole piece there. And then the other piece was our pack didn't actually know that any donations that we got, that we could actually retain them for our pack itself. So what we ended up doing was, when we get donations, like the kids with dollars, well, let's take, the donation. My twins got, they tell donations all the time. But we were gonna donate popcorn to local fire departments and police departments. So we would let them know we need to be donations, providing stuff for our local community members. And so that helped that. But then that also helped us manage the excess inventory at the end of the sales period, because when we donation money and figured out how best that was the inventory and that we had left.
Yeah.
All good. So that also helped.
Yeah.
And there's also a spot on there for if they don't want to do it like a donation, like that, they don't get cash. So they can donate through the app to your scout. They can also do a donation to our troops. And so last year, Lauren got the privilege from the military. She was invited to go to base and actually hand out popcorn to the troops. And so that was really cool. How much was it?
It was over, at least, I think the military donation was about 55, 40, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we had boxes and boxes. minivan, and we took them to units, we took them to the guards, we took them to some of the gates. It was a really cool thing.
So that product does go somewhere and it's.
Yeah.
Yes.
But from an individual pack
Yeah.
level, if you're also looking for creative ways to, you know, get rid of some excess inventory, you've gotten donations,
Yeah.
you know, that the donations were totally a way to pedal, or, you know, to get even if it's a few dollars, $5 donation, you know, like, so. Especially too with people with allergies. So that, you know, that was also another, when you get people, oh, well, I can't have corn, I can't take or whatever. That was a good around as well. So, no.
Well, thank you guys for coming up and. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
In that, yes, as a patient bucket, my understanding patient bucket, it will, at the end of the shift, that has their. So they will direct the team back.
That's what we would like. Yeah, that's what we would like, is if you do get donations, please put them into the American Care donation. If you do have, at the end, I will email you and say, hey, this is what we need. But yes, please put those in as American Care donations.
Charlie, do you have one caveat though? So when a person is making a donation, if they're making it specifically to your Blackbird troop, it must stay with your Blackbird troop. It does not go to the American troops. So if they're saying, here's a donation, they don't say where it's going, then that's where you would put it into the American Heroes. But if they're specifically giving it to your Blackbird troop by law, you have to take it to your troops.
Yeah, good clarification. Yeah, okay. So we've got 30 minutes left. We're gonna go through some nitty gritty stuff. We're gonna try and keep questions at the end, just so we can try and get everyone out here on a good time. Hi, I'm Charlie. I probably either know all of you by your names or by your emails, in all honesty. I've done this sale this will be my 4th sale now with the council. I am kind of the first person you'll talk to, shoulder to cry on, person to vent to, kind of everything, all you need. It will be my job for the next 4 months till December. So don't ever feel like you're bugging me. Don't ever feel like too many emails are enough. I email Colonels probably 5-6 times a day. That's just how it is. And I really enjoy it. I like popcorn because, you know, I do see scouts like Lauren who fund their way for adventure, go to camping, or even pay her dues the first year for all 4 years. So now all she has to do is just have fun. So I see a lot of positives in the popcorn. I also am here to make your popcorn season a success. So as we get into this, we're going to go over a little bit of training. Trails End does offer webinars. Now these webinars you can go to on trailsend.com/webinars. They're still scheduled. This is basically what they'll do is a 45-minute video and they'll show it to you. And then they'll have a Q&A with Trails End representatives. There is also the Trails End webinar on YouTube. And I'll send a follow-up email to all of you tomorrow with all of the resources, the webinar, all of that fun stuff. So I'll send you all links to that. But that is running until end of July, I would say.
Just remember, it's on East Coast time, not Mountain time. So you're registered, it says 6 o'clock. It's really.
Yeah, so it is East Coast time. So, but it will send you a scheduled Zoom in the Mountain time. So I took one on July 8th, super helpful. And it really was helpful to actually get some Q&As from Trails End itself. Now, as we get into a little bit more of the nitty gritty, storefronts, you've heard a lot about them tonight. So as you can see, the first storefronts were opened up last week and the 12th. Right now, we have all units unlimited reservations within the council. So you can go in right now, you can book a storefront, and it will be yours.
Who's here signed up for a storefront already?
Wow. There we
Everyone
go.
Everyone else, log in tonight.
Yep.
Trails End has been really, really great this year. They've gotten us Supers, Walmarts, Lowe's, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's. I mean, even a Texas Roadhouse, I was kind of surprised about that one too. But they've done a super job with getting storefronts. I would first off, before you start looking, I would check on there, make sure, maybe make your life a little bit easier so you don't have to reach out to managers, do all that. So I would say check out the storefronts first.
And try to
But
make sure that
everything is
you,
open in the council.
make sure you check this resource too, because it might have already been booked, but it's already been taken.
Yes, and if it is taken on the website, it will tell you. But last time I checked,
Just
there was a
doesn't-
lot of stuff open. I
just
think there's still
doesn't
about.
Once it's gone, it's not. on.
No, that's
Yeah.
changes. It grays out.
Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone.
No, like if I were to go in there and say, I want to look at Cabela's on the 2nd of September and someone else has requested it, it's no longer there at all. You don't see it at all.
Okay.
So you do have to use this as a resource.
And choose to see. if there's anything.
Yes, you
Oh.
have to see if it's been,
Yeah, there's a filter. I think there's a filter that shows you the ones that are reserved.
Yeah.
There's a
You can
filter.
click them on. But if you look at the list,
You can't see.
that's a good place to start.
The big
Okay.
change for us, Don, is here that we do show you now. You do have to click the button, but you can see
Okay, I
which
didn't
ones
see
that are
the
grayed
button.
out. So, and you kind of say, dang it, next year we'll start her.
Yeah.
and then you also can search by city or district. So say you want something in Littleton, it'll bring up everything in Littleton that's still open.
Yeah. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. But those are available right now and start booking those. Those are super, super helpful. If you want to be adventurous, there are also on that list available to call. So these stores know that Trails End and Popcorn are there. They've worked with us before, just didn't want to. But you can call any of those available to call. These are just a couple of tips, try and get in with the manager, look for high traffic, foot space. Really, really ask for permission. We do have a storefront council request letter. So if you need something from the council that is on the website, you do need it from me, just reach out. I can send it to you as well. But we do have something from the council if some stores are giving you, oh, what are you doing? So definitely can help you with all that. But right now is the time to start booking these storefronts, getting on it, and this is probably a crucial part to making the popcorn a success. So super exciting there. Now, as we've kind of talked to Jared, he's
We're
in the
good.
back, but I just wanted to say thank you for all your hard work and all your help. We've worked with you for the past couple of years. Super excited this year. Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe you can
you
change
can
that.
change it inside. So it's a little tricky when you're in there once you have that reservation. I'm not sure if they fixed this function, but they give you the range of time there. If it's already a reserved site, if you delete one of the time slots, so say it's in 2-hour increments, and it's 1 to 3. If you decide to delete that 1 to 3, you can't add it back. So if you have 8 to 3 and you just take that 2-hour out, it's gone. But if you start messing with it in the middle of it, go 3 to whatever time and make sure you divide it up first before you start changing your time slots. You have to play with it.
You do have Donna's email on the back of the page, so make sure to use her as well. Because she does have a little bit more of that knowledge than I do, just because I'm not a colonel.
But they're constantly improving this
Sure.
thing, so
But
Is there a training on managing storefronts? Is there like a training module?
it's on the webinar, yeah.
We do have a piece in the webinar. I don't know if it's some of those details.
Yeah, they're not changing times or changing.
Yeah.
'Cause I had to change number of scouts. I know Trails End preferred method is 2-hour shifts, 1 scout per shift. I don't agree with that, but I like 2 scouts per shift in case someone has to do the rest.
you can change it on your manager.
But yeah, I understand how to change. I didn't know if there was if Trails End has put together a training on how to change those small details.
I just poke
What,
at every.
one thing that's
every
new
time.
about the webinar is that you can go to the webinar, they'll be kind of a legend. But yeah, chapters where you can kind of go right
Yeah.
to and say, hey, I'm looking to, the storefront stuff. You can go, oh, that starts at, minute 23. So you can go right to that point in the video and watch that piece.
All you have to do is search up Trails End Webinar 2023, first thing that pops up.
And remember, there is the training tab too. So for you new colonels, if you've already registered, that's great. And our registering was is that you get your username to that leader portal. Definitely encourage you to get in that leader portal for your unit and start playing around, going to the unit info tab, look at the settings, look at the storefront tabs and things like that. Go to the training tab and you'll see all these materials. The webinar is posted right there. You don't have to go to YouTube. You can find the webinar right through the leader portal. Yeah. Become familiar with the leader portal. Another thing I want to say that maybe just real quick for those of you that are new, you're thinking, okay, how do I get these guys on the app? If you're new and your unit's sold, maybe all your scouts have their accounts because it rolls over from year to year. But for new scouts, you can text app, the word APP to 62771. That'll send that family a link. Family text it, it'll send them a link to the Apple Store and the Google Play Store where they can download the app.
That's information I hand out at my Popcorn Kickoff for our pack. And so I also, in each box that I put at my storefront sites, I have a how-to, like I was talking about the carrot, that's not explained on any of their training, or if it is, it's buried. I put it right out in front, circle it, and say, this is how you do the things to send to your people. And that's education that they need to set up their scout account. They need that information for doing sales.
Yeah, I would say play around with the app. If you break it, call me. I believe you can break it. I really don't. Just play around with it. Yeah.
We're running up against a time crunch
Yes.
here, so we're gonna ask Charlie to run through these slides to make sure you at least see them. We will send these slides out to everybody after this. But 10 minutes to finish the presentation, and we'll open up the questions. We'll stay as long as people are here to answer them. I just want to make sure we honor our time commitment.
Yeah, so just real quick, $65 was our average order at the Greater Colorado. So we will talk about that, but this is just basically going over online sales, play through the app as well. You can create a fake scout and kind of play with it. It's fine, but just make sure you know it as well. So when your parents are asking you, you know the information. Or just send them to me, send them Trails End. There's a lot of resources that want to help. But as we get into this a little bit more, we will have $65 for free shipping this year. So as we kind of talked about before, that is our average order. So that will be kind of the free shipping point on this one. Still $10.99 for the freight, and then $3 handling. Jared just correct me, it's still $6 or $65 free shipping. Do they have to pay that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still free shipping, but it's still that $3 free.
Just those.
It's just those three
Just
products.
for the microwave, coffee.
So if I get coffee,
Yeah, so yes, good catch. So $3 handling just for the microwave, coffee, and seasonal. So we will announce that on our Facebook, on our newsletter when those are going out. And there's kind of specific dates that we do free shipping. I don't know if we're changing it this year. I guess we'll find out. So
This is the model.
Yeah.
Free shipping, your customers, potential customers, the consumer will hit free shipping if they get to $65.
Yeah.
If they get to 60, they can do a little $5 American Heroes to get to 65. Their whole order becomes free. Other than if it's microwave coffee, they'll pay just the free. If it's below 65, they pay the $10.99.
yeah. So good questions there. Now as we get into the rewards and product lineup, first off, Trails and rewards, we make it really easy for you. We don't do all the bikes and all that fun stuff. When I was in scouting, I could imagine being a girl back then and dealing with all of that. We make it super easy. The scouts get their gift card with the email they signed up with. So it's not you're not getting all of the gift cards as a kernel. All of the gift cards will be sent out individually to the scouts that they're using the email for the app. The only kind of big thing on this one is you do have to release the prizes at the end of the sale. So when you go into the leader portal, it says rewards. When you click on that, it will show you when each scout has. It will say either unsubmitted or submitted. You do need to submit that, or else you'll have a lot of parents saying, "Where is my gift cards?" That is a big one. The other thing is once you submit it, every scout goes back down to 0. So you need to make sure the scouts are good and ready to get their prizes. They go back to 0, but they can still sell, and you can submit scout rewards as many times as possible. So if you do have another scout who kind of comes in late, Don't worry about it, you can still get that submitted.
How did we see this last year?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so, and there's
It-
rewards in the resource packet.
We did quarterly.
I guess you're going for the formula this year. So this is in your packet, a little bit easier to read. As a couple of people have said, it's kind of easier if scouts make goals and say, I want to get this. And then they have a goal to say, okay, once I get this, good. But hopefully all of the goals are the 1700, right? Yeah. I got one. So,
As the,
Um,
as the popcorn kernel leader too, this, as soon as you hit submit for those rewards, it goes to the Scouts Trails in account. Then the parent can basically send that to themselves to recruit those things.
yeah, and it will
You
tell
can
you
also,
when-
you can also see if they didn't claim theirs from last year.
yes, you can also see who didn't claim it. You can also see I don't remember. But yes, it is super easy for you. If you have questions, let me know. But as soon as we get to the closer to the end of the sale, this is going to be a big thing. Oh, that's what it is. It will tell you when it will hit everyone's emails. So it will give you the date saying, hey, 9/14, that's when all of it's going to be released. So now for the council incentives, we do this competition called Friday Frenzy. So it's usually about a 2-week competition where it could be, hey, whoever sells the most popping corn. Hey, whoever sells the most caramel, oh, not even caramel corn. Sea salt. And then we'll go for those 2 weeks, see, for each district will be a top seller and then a top seller overall. So this is actually the contest that Lauren won for the Nintendo Switch. She was one of the top sellers out of all of the council in those 2 weeks and ended up winning the Nintendo Switch.
We got rid of the cold one.
We'll get into that, yes. But
Yes.
this is super great competition. It's also for scouts. This will go on Facebook, the newsletter, but you know, if you're saying, hey, scouts, next 2 weeks, if you sell this, you sell this, you sell this, you could get a chance to win a Nintendo Switch. It's kind of maybe a way to push scouts for that. But I will put that on the DAC Popcorn Facebook, which I'm still trying to change the name, and also the newsletter. So make sure you guys are all on those communications. I've been using those every week now. Cool. Oh, so, so now as we get to the products, this is the products that we have our price point for the Greater Colorado Council. So sweet and salty at 15, popping corn at 15, new and improved white cheddar at 20, the new s'mores at 25, unbelievable butter 25, and salted caramel. So these are some of the products. We get into and the chocolate pretzels for 30, and then this new sea salt for 28 for 50. Yes, I see cans. Some of those are small. The white cheddar is a different size.
It's a different flavor.
It's a little.
That's last year's bag up front.
That's yeah. This is all last year's stuff.
The new one is smaller, and then salt and
Kettle.
kettle corn
Kettle is-
is smaller.
That was one of our things last year, that they back to get all the price get bigger.
Kind of say the same, I guess. So there is some differences. As you guys know, we're selling scouting. We're not selling popcorn. We're
Well,
funding adventures.
Cost of everything.
And it's pretty easy to hit $65. So we're all good.
So there is no more just regular caramel.
There's no more regular trails to end. Really want to push the salted caramel, and for those caramel lovers, they
Yeah.
really think, okay, we'll get them for the salted. So
It's really quick, Charlie.
Yeah.
Dave, I know.
oh yeah, you're still here.
Really quick. It's just, if we go off of what's selling in the market, kettle is not, is one that increases every year in the market. I'm talking about snack food popcorn, right? Caramel is not, and we have 2 caramels. So it seemed crazy to have, a caramel item that is declining in the snack food industry, and kettle is rising. That's why we made a decision.
Okay.
So it was a bestseller, but probably wasn't because it was caramel, probably because it was a low price item.
That's
Kettle,
right, yes,
Kettle's gonna be your best seller because it's 15.
yeah,
Right.
so it was 15, I think, for that caramel.
Yes.
And so a lot of like the older people or, young kids, they would buy that one. So, but yeah,
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah. And then, I was getting a little bit as for the new s'mores shipment, Trails End and us are working with them, but they will only ship maximum 10%. So on your first order, it will be 10%. This is just a new product. We want to see how it goes. And then once you guys sell all of it, we'll call Travis End to get more, and then we'll go from there. But we'll work with you on this. So for every $3,000 order, you can only order one case, which is 12 bags. It's only just s'mores. This is the only one that we are doing it.
Remember last year, white cheddar, do you have any white cheddar? No, I don't have white cheddar. If they go on order online, can they get the white cheddar, or in this case, the s'mores?
Yes, everything will be online as well. But
Correct. The s'mores, we don't, we're limiting what you can order because we have production constraints as a new item. So it's not like we're still trying to figure out a strategy for online for s'mores. It will be there eventually, but it may be a while. It may be into August, maybe hopefully by, anyways.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure, but the white cheddar will always be there.
Right.
For the online. And just one more thing real quick about this is that the change is that when you go into order this year, you're gonna notice a difference. That when you come into the screen, you hit your order popcorn, first thing it's gonna ask you is how much do you want to order? You gotta put in a dollar amount. You're gonna put in your 25,000, right? And then what will happen is the system will then, based on research and based on trends and that type of thing, will then give you the number of cases for each. S'mores will come in at 10%. Now, you can adjust that, those other quantities, but the system will suggest to you, take it and go with it, So anyhow, want to let you know that new screen's coming up for the order.
very quick, yeah.
How big is the little snack bag? Just like the small potato chip bag, so we get in the Walmart. It gives me an idea.
You buy the skinny pop stuff, it's that same
Lunch
25 ounces.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
It's
Like $2, a bag.
Exactly. Yeah.
That we order right after that.
For that one,
Total cost.
There's not a limit.
there's no limit. Whatever you get. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
there you go.
Get a more box.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
I'll caution you, don't get overly excited about, every new product that's been rolled out is about 10% of total sales. And so don't get too overzealous with it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna sell great. My initial reaction was to order a whole bunch, and I started thinking about it more, and I don't wanna get stuck with it.
So now these are the online prices. Like you said, it's different than our prices. Trails End and National work with this. We set our prices. So just remember, if they do go online, the prices are going to be different, but it still goes to the scout. So just a heads up there. This is all on the Trails End website as well. So a couple of fun things there. I'm going to go over all of that.
How do we get some of those online items, like limited offers, like chocolate lovers bundle? That was what we got at.
Like here in the council,
Online direct.
online direct.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, you just have them out, you can put them in Scout code, and
Yeah.
they can enter that, and they get shipped directly to their house. And you never have to touch it.
I think that's the best.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. So now we get to the orders of distribution. The first initial order, and we'll go over this a little bit more later, but 8/11. So you have till August 11th to get that first order in. If you need previous selling history, reach out to me. I can get you what you took last year. We can kind of figure that out. That order will come in on the 24th, and then you guys will pick it up on the 25th. For Black Feather Centennial, you will pick it up at Evolution Digital, and I will send this out so you don't have to take pictures, things like that. As you can tell, we are still looking for a warehouse for a centralized location between Alpine, Frontier, and Valley. If you know anything, you will become my best friend. I am going to go visit a couple warehouses tomorrow, so hopefully fingers crossed, and then it'll go out. But if you do have a warehouse that you're thinking of, if you know someone, reach out. We don't need much other than just the location. We bring all of our staff there. We don't really ask for too much other than just the location. It's about 90 to 100 pounds. So If you need more information on that, reach out, but we do are still looking for that. But then we get to the flow as the replenishment order. The next month is due on 9/11. So a month after, you can place another order. And then the final order will be 10/23, and this is the one where you can do individuals or take orders. Yeah.
What is the guide? How much? If you don't order enough, maybe 11, right out.
Yeah.
And you get.
Yeah. So we'll always have extra product. So I'll let Dave kind of talk about what you feel comfortable with ordering because he's a colonel, and that's an interesting one. But we'll always have extra product. You just need to reach out to me.
Not always.
Not always.
Not always. It runs out quickly. So every year we bring about $100,000 worth of popcorn in. That first order extra just to have here. Within the first 3 days, it's gone. And then we have to get another order in. We try to keep stuff here, but
But
it is
council
hard.
doesn't want to be stuck with it.
Everything we order from Trails End, we can't return. We allow units to return it. So we have to manage that inventory pretty tight.
But I think they have a good, you got a good plan.
Yeah.
What's
How
our
much-
average scout last year
What's your budget?
in the Denver,
How much popcorn do you
in the
need to
greater
sell
Colorado
to run your
Council?
budget?
And
Right,
then
that's the most important thing.
But
Your
what was
budget.
our average scout?
Yeah.
Our average scout in the council here last year,
What was it, $750?
$785.
Yeah.
So, I know now we have a few that skew those, right?
And if you
High
want
end,
to
low.
last year, we can kind of look at that, see how you did. Yeah, shoot me an email. And I can send you that. We can kind of take a look, see what you feel comfortable with. But yes, we will have products in the council. Just guess.
the other thing that I use is that DAC popcorn on Facebook. So I just had her join it. So when you're on there, you're trading, you're like, hey, I have 3 cases of salted caramel. I can't move this. Is anybody willing to trade, or does anybody are they done selling and you need to let it go?
Yeah, it's on the Facebook. Also, if you get back to me, we can work with you. The earlier the better. If you do return stuff, so we can get it back out to other units. But if you are feeling a little overwhelmed, September, August, reach out to me. I'll talk you off the ledge. We'll be all good. Not a problem. As we get into council sales specifics, now these are the key dates for the sale. We had a kickoff on the 11th. Now we are on the 20th. Welcome. Glad we're all here. Then we have our August 3rd, Western Slopes Popcorn Kickoff. Glenwood, super excited there. Yes, that August 11th is that deadline for first units. I will be reaching out, or my other person, Kit, will be reaching out that week as well, just making sure everyone's orders are placed. If you have any questions, things like that. Then we get into the 25th, 26th. That's the popcorn distribution. So usually I'll reach out to you. We'll set up a time, and then it's a little bit easier so you know what exact time you need to get there. We'll get you loaded up, and then you'll sell that night, which is super exciting. Same thing for September 11th, the second replenishment. And just to note, these first 2 orders, you can only order in cases. You can't order individual items. They all have to be cases. The other thing that I wanted to let you know is chocolate pretzels won't be here for the first order. It is just way too hot to send them. We don't want to send chocolate balls, so it will just be on the second. So remember, chocolate pretzels will not be on that first order. And then as people get them online too, that might delay the shipping if they have chocolate pretzels in those first couple of orders. So if you need questions, reach out to that. But September 11th, chocolate pretzels will be available. And then again, the 22nd, we'll do distribution. Then October 16th, it kind of becomes the week of October 16th. I will take returns. We'll get into the commission about that, but basically we only allow 5% returns and no chocolate pretzels. So we'll kind of get into all of that. October 23rd is the deadline to place that final order. This is the order that you can place your take orders. So if you need 1 chocolate pretzel, 1 sea salt, 1 caramel, 1 this, 1 that, this is where you'll order that final thing, so you don't have to order full cases. Let me take a quick step on returns. Like I said, it's 5%. We allow 5%. and that also affects your commission as we get into it. So just be aware of that. Then we have November 3rd, council popcorn distribution. We'll kind of figure out locations, things like that as we get there. And then December 4th, all money needs to be turned into the council, paid in full. We've gotten very good at making sure you guys know what the invoices are, what you need to be paid, things like that. So yeah, fun stuff.
So I think that there's a catch and training doctor, but you actually have to request payout. So if money accumulates in your account, with trails and all the credit card processing, you have to actually request that and give yourself, and I think it's almost.
Yep.
2 weeks to pay that big amount,
Yeah.
Actually pay out. So don't wait till the last minute for all of your money.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. You do have to request that payout. It is under one of the tabs I can't think of right now, but it is in your legal portal. You can see how much you owe to the council and also what we owe you. Super fun stuff. As we go into the commission, units can earn up to 37%. You have a 30% base commission just starting off. And then for the 5%, we have this thing called the 2020 Club, where you can get into it in a couple ways, selling over 20,000, being new to the sale, or a 20% increase from 2022. And then as we've been talking about it, 2% bonus commission for 0 returns, only 5% allowed back. But if you talk to me early and you're nice to me, I'll work with you and we'll make sure that your unit feels comfortable and all that fun stuff. But make sure to talk to me, and we'll definitely make sure you have a lot. We'll get that. And it's a 35 flat commission for anyone who just sells online. So if you just sell online, you just get 35%. Nothing crazy. You don't have to deal with it. And then when you guys all sell over 40,000, you all get 37% anyway. So I'm not really that. I didn't hear no. So yes. So 40,000 is that 37. And then if you don't get paid by that 12 or 23, you do go back to that 30% base commission. So just be aware of that as well. So as we get to a checklist and kind of closing out a little bit, July and August, this is where we're at right now. Join our Facebook. Start getting your parents excited. The earlier you can get them excited and bought in, the easier your life really is. This is not a job by yourself. You can add as many kernels as you want. So make sure that other people are aware of that they can take on this job too. Doesn't have to be just you. September, you'll get the product. This is really the meat and bones of the sale where you're really getting into it and getting out there and selling. And then October, slowing down, starting to figure out returns, figuring out what's coming back, what's not coming back, and all of that fun stuff. Wow. Okay, so we got to the end. I know I went very quick, but now I mean, 8:05. So I will let Dave do the last two fourth prizes. I'm around all day though. I'll be here probably till 10. So if you need anything, let me know.
That's really great.